The scent of cinnamon drifts through misty tea plantations, waves crash against ancient fort walls, and the call of a peacock echoes through emerald rainforests. This is Sri Lanka, an island where history, nature, and adventure collide in the most breathtaking way. One moment, you're standing atop an ancient fortress rising from the jungle, gazing at the endless horizon. The next, you're gliding along a golden beach as a sea turtle swims beside you. Every sunrise here promises a new adventure, whether you're sipping world-famous Ceylon tea in the highlands, trekking through a rainforest where leopards prowl in the shadows, or wandering through ancient cities where colossal stupas whisper tales of forgotten empires. But Sri Lanka isn't just about what you see, it's about what you feel. The pulse of a Kandyan drum at a firelit festival, the thrill of spotting a wild elephant just meters away, the peace of watching the sun melt into the Indian Ocean, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson. And make sure you stick around, because at the end we'll reveal a hidden gem, a place even many locals overlook. But it might just be Sri Lanka's best-kept secret. Get ready for some mind-blowing facts. Did you know that Sri Lanka is home to one of the oldest trees in the world? The Jayasri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura has been standing for over 2,300 years, making it the oldest tree planted by humans with a recorded history. Speaking of records, Sri Lanka produces over 10% of the world's tea, and its legendary Ceylon tea was once so valuable it was used as currency. But it's not just tea that makes this island famous. Sri Lanka has its own Big Five. Forget Africa. This island is one of the only places where you can see leopards, elephants, sloth bears, blue whales, and sperm whales all in the same country. And here's something crazy. Sri Lanka is the only place on Earth where you can go on a morning safari to see wild elephants and be surfing on a tropical beach just a few hours later. Oh, and if you thought Sri Lanka was just about beaches and jungles, think again. There's a place here called Ella, where the train ride is considered one of the most beautiful in the world, taking you through misty mountains, waterfalls, and endless tea fields. And if you've ever wondered what inspired the Jungle Book, Sri Lanka played a huge role. The book's author, Rudyard Kipling, was inspired by Sri Lanka's wildlife, especially its sloth bears and dense jungles. Now, get ready, because we're about to take you on an unforgettable journey through Sri Lanka's most incredible destinations. Rising from the heart of Sri Lanka, like a scene from an ancient legend, Sigiriya is more than just a rock. It's a story carved into stone, towering 200 meters above the jungle. Here begins our journey through Sri Lanka, in a place where history, mystery, and breathtaking beauty collide. This massive fortress was once the domain of King Kashyapa, who, in the 5th century AD, transformed it into a palace in the sky, a masterpiece of engineering and ambition. But Sigiriya isn't just a relic of the past. It's an architectural marvel that defies time. Terraced gardens, intricate frescoes, and ancient mirror walls whisper secrets of a forgotten empire. The climb to the summit is an adventure in itself. Winding staircases lead past fresco-painted maidens, their colors still vivid after more than 1,500 years. Halfway up, the colossal lion paws guard the final ascent, remnants of what was once an enormous carved lion that gave Sigiriya its name, the Lion Rock. But the real reward? The view from the top, a sweeping panorama of emerald green jungle stretching to infinity, where mist clings to the distant hills and the remnants of an ancient kingdom lie beneath your feet. The symmetrical ruins of the royal gardens, pools, and throne room still hint at the grandeur that once was. Yet, Sigiriya is more than a breathtaking view. It's a mystery wrapped in stone. Historians debate its true purpose. Was it a royal palace, a monastery, or something even more mystical? Some even claim its geometric precision holds secrets of lost civilizations. Carved into the golden cliffs of Sri Lanka's central plains, a sacred refuge lies hidden in the rock Dambulla Cave Temple, a sanctuary of ancient art, devotion, and mystery. Here, time stands still beneath the flickering glow of oil lamps, where over 2,000 years of history is painted onto the cave walls. This is no ordinary temple. 5 immense caves house over 150 Buddha statues, each sculpted with serene expressions that seem to whisper silent wisdom. The air is thick with the scent of incense, and every surface, walls, ceilings, and alcoves is covered in elaborate murals telling the story of Sri Lanka's Buddhist legacy. Some of these paintings date back more than 2,000 years, making this one of the oldest and most well-preserved cave temples in the world. But Dambulla is more than a gallery of ancient artistry. It's a place of devotion. For centuries, monks and pilgrims have climbed these steps, seeking enlightenment beneath the gaze of the reclining Buddha, a massive 14-meter-long statue that dominates one of the caves. It is said that King Valagamba once found refuge here after being exiled from his throne, later returning to power and transforming these caves into a place of worship. Stepping outside, the temple offers a view that rivals its inner beauty. Rolling green landscapes stretch to the horizon, and on a clear day, you can even glimpse Sigiriya rising in the distance. High in the misty hills of Sri Lanka, where emerald landscapes fold into each other like pages of an ancient manuscript, lies Kandy, a city where royal history and spiritual devotion collide in spectacular fashion. This was the last stronghold of Sri Lanka's kings, a city that stood defiant as colonial forces swept across the island. Even today, it feels like a place untouched by time. At its heart lies the temple of the sacred tooth relic, one of Buddhism's most treasured sites. Inside, beyond golden doors and intricate carvings, rests a relic so sacred that wars have been fought over it, a tooth believed to belong to the Buddha himself. It's not just a temple, it's a symbol of Sri Lanka's spiritual soul. Beyond the temple's gilded rooftops, Kandy hums with life. Rickshaws weave through narrow streets lined with spice markets, tea shops, and workshops where artisans craft delicate jewelry and elaborate batik fabrics. The air carries the scent of jasmine flowers and fresh cinnamon, a reminder that this city was once a key player in the island's legendary spice trade. But nothing compares to Esala Perahera, a festival unlike any other. Imagine elephants draped in jeweled robes, torchbearers lighting up the night, and dancers moving to the hypnotic rhythm of traditional drums. This centuries-old procession is not just a celebration, it's a spectacle, a living link to Sri Lanka's royal past. At first glance, it feels like a misplaced piece of England, a town of colonial mansions, rose gardens, and red-bricked cottages, all hidden away in Sri Lanka's misty highlands. But look closer, and you'll see something entirely its own. This is Nuwara Eliya, where tea-scented air drifts through emerald valleys, waterfalls carve through rugged cliffs, and a slower, more elegant way of life unfolds in the cool mountain breeze. The hillsides are a tapestry of tea plantations stretching in endless green waves. This is the birthplace of Ceylon tea, world famous for its rich aroma and delicate flavor. Here, workers move carefully through the fields, plucking tender leaves that will soon find their way into teacups across the globe. A visit to one of Nuwara Eliya's tea estates is more than just a tasting. It's a glimpse into a centuries-old tradition. But this town isn't just about what grows in the soil. Gregory Lake, at the center of it all, shimmers beneath the highland sky, where rowboats drift across the water and travelers unwind along its banks. Beyond the town, the landscapes become almost surreal. Horton Plains National Park leads to World's End, where a sheer 1,200-meter drop offers a view that feels like standing at the edge of the world itself. Even the climate feels different. In a country known for its tropical heat, Nuwara Eliya remains refreshingly cool all year round. Colonial-era hotels still serve afternoon tea beside crackling fireplaces, a tradition left behind by British settlers who sought to recreate a piece of home. A train snakes through the misty highlands of Sri Lanka, weaving between emerald green tea plantations and waterfalls cascading from the cliffs. This is Ella, a small town with a big reputation, a place where adventure meets tranquility, and every turn reveals a new postcard-perfect view. For many travelers, the journey itself is part of the magic. The train ride from Kandy to Ella isn't just one of the most beautiful in Sri Lanka. It's often called one of the most scenic in the world. Hanging out of an open carriage, the cool breeze rushing past, you watch as the landscape transforms. Dense jungles give way to rolling tea fields, and bridges rise dramatically over steep ravines. And then, as if hidden in the folds of the hills, appears the Nine Arches Bridge, an engineering marvel from the colonial era. Standing beneath its massive stone arches, framed by thick jungle and railway tracks that disappear into a tunnel, it feels like stepping into another time. But Ella is more than just scenic train rides. Hiking trails lead to some of Sri Lanka's most breathtaking viewpoints. Little Adam's Peak, an easy trek, rewards you with sweeping views of mist-draped valleys, while the more challenging Ella Rock demands an early morning climb but offers an unforgettable sunrise above the clouds. Beyond the hills, hidden gems await. Ravana Falls, a roaring cascade with legends tied to the Ramayana, and local tea factories where you can sip a cup of the region's finest brews straight from the source. A dry wind stirs the tall grasses. Somewhere in the distance, a spotted shadow moves silently between ancient rock formations. This is Yala National Park, Sri Lanka's ultimate safari experience, where the wild reigns supreme. Spanning over 1,500 square kilometers, Yala is a land of contrasts. Dusty plains, dense jungles, sun-baked lagoons, and rocky outcrops create a vast and untamed wilderness that supports one of the highest densities of leopards in the world. For those lucky enough, a dawn safari might reveal a leopard lounging on a tree branch, surveying its kingdom before disappearing into the undergrowth. But leopards are just the beginning. Elephants roam in slow, deliberate movements, dipping their trunks into shimmering waterholes. Crocodiles lurk beneath the surface, barely disturbing the stillness. Sloth bears shuffle through the bush, searching for fallen fruit. Over 200 species of birds fill the skies, from vibrant peacocks performing courtship dances to fierce eagles soaring above the savannah. Beyond its wildlife, Yala holds traces of an ancient past. Hidden within the park's borders are centuries-old Buddhist ruins and temples, some swallowed by the jungle, others standing as silent witnesses to civilizations long gone. Here, every safari is unpredictable. One moment, the land feels calm and undisturbed. The next, the jungle erupts in movement, a sudden chase, a powerful roar, or the flutter of wings taking flight. Galle Fort, a city within a fortress, where the echoes of colonial empires meet the rhythms of modern life. Towering stone walls stand defiant against the crashing waves of the Indian Ocean, just as they have for centuries. Inside, narrow streets weave through Dutch-built mansions, spice-scented markets, and hidden courtyards bathed in golden light. What began as a Portuguese outpost in the 1500s was later expanded by the Dutch into an unshakable stronghold. Merchants from Arabia, traders from Europe, and sailors from across the world once passed through its gates, drawn by Sri Lanka's legendary cinnamon and exotic goods. Today, those same cobblestone streets pulse with new energy. Art galleries inside colonial-era homes, boutique shops with handcrafted treasures, and cafes where the scent of fresh roasted coffee mingles with the salty breeze. The best way to experience Galle Fort? Walk its historic ramparts. From the iconic Galle Lighthouse, the view stretches endlessly across the sea. Locals gather at the bastions, children race along the walls, and the sky turns to fire as the sun dips below the horizon. The first light of day spills across the Indian Ocean, turning the waters a dazzling shade of blue. Off the southern coast of Sri Lanka, Mirissa wakes to the rhythm of the waves, a paradise where golden beaches meet the vast unknown of the deep sea. Just beyond the shore, the ocean holds one of nature's greatest spectacles. Here, the mighty blue whale, the largest animal to have ever lived, breaks the surface, sending a misty spray into the morning sky. Pods of dolphins weave through the waves, their playful leaps reflecting in the rising sun. This is one of the best places on Earth to witness these incredible creatures in the wild, an experience that leaves visitors in awe. Back on land, Mirissa's coastline feels like something out of a dream. Hidden beaches nestle between rocky cliffs, palm trees sway lazily over turquoise waters, and seafood restaurants serve the day's freshest catch just steps from the shore. At Parrot Rock, waves crash against a lone outcrop, offering panoramic views of the bay, while just beyond, Coconut Tree Hill stands as one of Sri Lanka's most photographed landscapes. A ridge lined with towering palms silhouetted against a fiery sunset. On Sri Lanka's remote eastern coast, where golden sands stretch for miles and the ocean rolls in with perfect rhythm, Arugam Bay pulses with an energy unlike anywhere else. This isn't just a beach, it's a way of life. For surfers, this is the holy grail of waves. From the legendary Main Point, where peeling right-handers attract pros from around the world, to the gentler Whiskey Point, perfect for beginners, Arugam Bay is the heart of Sri Lanka's surf scene. But even for those who have never stepped on a board, watching the sunrise light up the waves while surfers carve across the water is an experience in itself. Beyond the waves, this laid-back coastal town has a charm that's impossible to ignore. The streets are lined with beachfront cafes, reggae beats drift through the air, and the scent of grilled seafood fills the breeze. Days here are slow and easy. Afternoons spent swinging in a hammock, sipping on fresh coconut water, or exploring the hidden lagoons and sand dunes beyond the shoreline. Venture inland and the scenery changes. Kudumbigala Monastery, an ancient rock temple nestled deep in the jungle, offers a moment of stillness. From its summit, the views stretch endlessly over the wild eastern coastline, untouched and unspoiled. Then there's the wildlife. Just beyond Arugam Bay lies Yala National Park, a haven for elephants, crocodiles, and rare migratory birds. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and wild orchids. In the heart of Sri Lanka, where mist rises from emerald canopies, Sinharaja Forest Reserve remains one of the last untouched rainforests on the island. This is a world where sunlight barely reaches the forest floor, where ancient trees tower above, and where nature moves to its own rhythm. A UNESCO-listed biosphere, Sinharaja is home to an astonishing array of wildlife, many of which exist nowhere else on Earth. As you venture deeper, The calls of exotic birds echo through the trees. Sri Lanka's elusive blue magpie flits between branches, while flocks of orange-billed babblers chatter like jungle storytellers. Hidden among the shadows, purple-faced langurs swing effortlessly through the canopy, and if luck is on your side, you may even glimpse the elusive Sri Lankan leopard. Unlike other forests, Sinharaja isn't about grand open landscapes. It's about the details. A single leaf unfurling under the soft drizzle, a line of army ants carving through the undergrowth, the hum of life that never stops. Streams trickle over moss-covered rocks, their waters feeding the dense jungle that has stood here for millions of years. The deeper you go, the more the forest reveals. Ancient trees stretch skyward, their roots twisting through the earth like veins of time. Some are over 40 meters tall, their trunks so wide it would take several people to wrap their arms around them. Waterfalls spill from hidden cliffs, their mist mingling with the dense jungle air. Deep in the heart of Sri Lanka, where ancient stone meets jungle overgrowth, lies Polonnaruwa, a city that once stood at the peak of an empire. Its towering ruins and weathered temples whisper the stories of kings, monks, and traders who once walked these very paths. For centuries, this was Sri Lanka's royal capital, a place of innovation, prosperity, and spiritual devotion. The grandeur of that time still lingers in the royal palace of King Parakramabahu, where massive stone walls hint at a structure that once stood 7 stories high. Not far from it, the Vattadaj, an intricately carved circular shrine, stands as one of the most breathtaking examples of ancient Sinhalese architecture. But nothing captivates more than Galle Vihara, 4 colossal Buddha statues sculpted from a single granite rock, their serene faces frozen in time for over 800 years. The sheer craftsmanship is mesmerizing, each detail a testament to the skill of the artisans who created them. Beyond its temples and shrines, Polonnaruwa was a city of great engineering. The massive Parakrama Samudra, an artificial lake built to sustain the kingdom, still glistens under the sun, continuing to provide life-giving water to the region. Wandering through this ancient capital, it's easy to imagine the city in its prime, a place of bustling markets, grand processions, and spiritual devotion. The sound of temple bells drifts through the air, monks in saffron robes walk in quiet meditation, and towering stupas stand as they have for centuries. Our journey through Sri Lanka ends here, but in many ways, this is where it all began. Anuradhapura, the island's first great kingdom and one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth. For over 1,000 years, this was the heart of an empire. Colossal dagobas like Jetavanaramaya and Ruwanwelisaya once rivaled the pyramids, their domes stretching toward the sky. Pilgrims still gather here, placing lotus flowers at sacred shrines, their whispers of prayer carried by the wind. But the true soul of Anuradhapura is the Jaya Sri Mahabodhi, a tree said to have grown from a cutting of the very one under which the Buddha attained enlightenment. Over 2,300 years old, it stands as a living link to the past, a symbol of devotion that has never wavered. Wandering through the ruins of royal palaces and monastic halls, you can almost hear echoes of a lost civilization, a place where kings ruled, scholars gathered, and an ancient world thrived. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through Sri Lanka. From the ancient citadel of Sigiriya to the pristine shores of Arugam Bay, we hope these destinations have sparked your sense of adventure. Which place from this video captured your imagination the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. Safe travels, and remember, the world is waiting for you, one unforgettable destination at a time.